And listening to this second week of testimony at the inquest in Melfort is the CBC's Jason Warwick. He joins us now from Melfort. Jason, tell us about today's testimony.
We heard from a number of experts today, including an RCMP officer who's the head of a specialized unit that helps to track down people who are wanted on warrants. He said that, yes, Miles Sanderson, the killer in this horrible tragedy, was wanted for a warrant. He had a number of crimes that they were wanting him to answer for, and he was at large for several months. But they were too busy pursuing many other criminals with more serious concerns, more serious, more imminent violent records, if you can believe that. And so he talked about this points system that they've devised. And now this point system wasn't in its current form when this tragedy happened a couple of years ago. But if that point system was applied back then, Miles Sanderson, with his various crimes, would have scored a point total of 105. Now remember that, 105 points. It sounded high when we heard it because of all of the crimes that he had committed. There are 18 people in the province at this moment with scores exceeding 1,000 points. There is one offender with a point score more than 5,000 points. And those, of course, are assigned for crimes like murder, attempted murder, manslaughter, or repeated use of a firearm to commit an offense. The point system goes all the way down to other crimes like obstructing justice or fraud. And as we heard from them, they work as hard as they can to pursue the most serious offenders, because they said the most serious offenders are responsible for a greatly disproportionate amount of the crime in many communities across this province. So again, Miles Sanderson was a serious concern, but unfortunately, they had many people that were more serious concerns, Sam. And we also heard earlier today from the head of the emergency medical response for SaskHealth for the northern part of the province, just explaining this tremendous emergency response on September 4th in the hours after this happened. He talked about within minutes of the initial calls that came in, ambulances were mobilized from Melfort, from Prince Albert, from Tisdale, other communities, 3 Stars air ambulances, the entire flight, 2 from Saskatoon, 1 from Regina, was en route. That's in addition to the dozens of RCMP officers, the conservation officers, the highway patrol, and many others that rushed to the scene to try and help the wounded. She did note that of the 16 people who were treated and transported by ambulance that day, all of them survived.
Wow. Last week, Jason, was all about chronology. It seems like this week is a little more about process. What are we going to hear this week?
It is. Again, the coroner, I'll repeat again, the coroner has said that we are now over the hump, as he put it, with the extremely graphic personal testimony, the minute-by-minute descriptions of these horrific crimes that occurred. Again, 11 people killed, 17 wounded. And now it's more into discussing what now, to talk about the issues that are arising out of this, whether it's First Nations policing in their communities, such as James Smith, whether it's the adequacy of addictions and mental health services in these and other communities. They're going to be looking at all those issues today, as we heard about the parole and the warrant system. That's what this inquest is intended to do, is to look at the broader issues and talk about whether they can prevent such incidents in the future, Sam.
Thanks so much for this, Jason.
You're welcome.
The CBC's Jason Warwick joining us from Melfort tonight.